Hi gang, it is May 17th. This is the 21st Climate Change Awareness Rally at Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, USA. 21st, yeah, this is 21st. I want to get, first off, I want to say that next week is the worldwide climate change strike, May 24th. It's 11 o'clock here in Gettysburg. Last time they had a student strike, there were 1.5 million school kids around the world going on strike, not going to school, and having big rallies. So a lot of places in Europe and whatnot had huge rallies. So local people got to beat finally. So right now the CO2 level is 415.7 parts per million. That's a new record. In the past, usually the end of March or April, the CO2 levels started going down. So the last 2 years it's been mid-May. Right now it's still going up. So this is very confusing as to what's happening. We must be pumping out much more CO2 than ever, rather than going the opposite direction. We're destined for extinction the way we're headed. You can listen to the other networks, and either the so-called liberal media in the United States doesn't say anything about it at all, which is actual denialism, because they're not reporting the truth as to what's happening. And they really should be boycotted by most of the country until they change their act. They're really pitiful and culpable as to when the extinction comes, and when food shortages happen and you got floods or droughts or whatever happens at any given time. They're responsible. Yeah, you have Fox Television, which is just straight up heinous, saying it's hysteria for climate change. Well, you know what? In about 5 years, talk to me about hysteria when the shit starts going down real bad. Right now, the Midwest, some places have been underwater since December 27th. Can you believe that? Since December 27th, the Midwest has been underwater, some of it. So, and then you got Louisiana, which is in severe flood. So, right now, as I said, the CO2 level, hey guys, CO2 level is 415.7, 350 is the upper limit. There was more college kids walking by that obviously had nothing to say, even though I got climate change posters out, and it's just crazy as to the disconnect. Everyone's engaged in their own little lives. So the CO2 level is 415.7. 350 is the upper limit of survivability for humanity or any life on Earth. So humans have existed from 240 parts per million to 280 parts per million. So right now it's 415. 350 is the upper limit. So we're in big trouble here, and the media doesn't even report anything about it. So everything stems as a feedback loop from CO2. CO2 is the mother of all problems that we're having. You have the oceans, which have hold on. This is stuff that goes on all the time in Gettysburg. It's a tiny town, and we still have all this traffic. It's crazy what's going on. There's no electric cars at all, and if there were electric cars, in order to generate the electricity around here, it has to be coal or natural gas, which is nothing but methane. People aren't getting it, and this is going to be a really interesting science experiment when the shit starts going down. And it's going to go down. It's going to go down bad. And in some places, it's already happening. It's just not happening to you and me at this point. So anyway, CO2 is the mother of all happenings for the Earth. It affects the jet stream due to heating. It affects heating of the Arctic. It affects the oceans with acidification and heat. And it causes coral loss and deoxygenation of the oceans, because the oceans don't hold as much when they're hot, and they're at the all-time hot level. So you have glaciers melting all around the whole world, and which is going to cause sea level rise. But also, more importantly than the sea level rise, is that it's a loss of albedo and the heating of the surrounding area, which was normally very, very cold. Now it's just very cold. So you have methane outbursts due to the permafrost loss, as well as nitrogen dioxide, which is another greenhouse gas that no one talks about. So that thing, nitrogen dioxide, is actually 300 times more potent than than CO2. And it stays around a long time, like 100 years before being affected. So another side effect is droughts, fires, and floods. the air holds more water vapor than ever because it is warmer, and you'll have these deluges as in the Mississippi Valley. You're having all that, which drains most of North America, the United States, except for the far west. So we got a real situation developing, and this weekend, for example, last week for the rally it was 46 degrees, and on Sunday it's going to be 86 degrees for the high. So we got this weather whipping. Farmers still can't get in fields. Over where I live near Reynolds Avenue, Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, on the battlefield, you have a new creek that has developed because of all the water we've had happening. So it's an interesting situation from a science point of view. It's horrific from a human point of view. So anyhow, the main thing next, besides that, we need to get people out here protesting. This is absolutely insanity. I mean, this is the 21st week for me, and the most ever we had was one other person at a time. And that happened on 3 separate occasions or 4 separate occasions. So my wife will come out, and when she can as well. But you don't have the college kids. They're oblivious as to what's happening, and they're the ones going to be most affected, as are the younger generation. The older generation, we're going to be affected in 5-6 years, but we've had a life. They're not going to have one. So you got the college kids, the hippies, who once were the protesters for the United States, used to be, up on the social issues, and now they think they're protesting or doing something by sending money places. And you got to put boots on the ground and be a pain in the ass for everyone. And then you have the retirees. They're not coming out either, and I assume most of them have grandkids or someone they actually loved in their life. So nobody's out here. This is Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, USA, and it's a pitiful situation. We have clubs here that are all about green this, green that, but yet no one's out protesting, and they think that showing up once a year actually does something, and it's good, but it's not enough. I mean, we need really proactive situation going on. So enough with that stump speech. Next May 24th, next Friday, is the worldwide climate change protest, and I hope more than myself or my wife turn out, but I doubt it. So hope to see you next week. Thank you, Europe. Thank you, Africa. Thank you, Asia. Thank you, Canada, for getting out and protesting. My heart goes out to the Central American countries because they're going through extreme drought and wildfires, which the media doesn't report. And South America, you need to get on board too, and you're doing much better than the United States, though, which is sad to say. See you next week, May 24th, worldwide climate change strike. So I'm doing it here at 11 o'clock, Gettysburg, PA. Bye.